First talking point now, we'll start from you, Wamboi.
Yes.
Is a society where men are weak and emasculated a better society?
No, I don't think it's a better society. Reason being, men think when women are empowered, it emasculates them for some reason, and it doesn't. Women empowerment does not in any way emasculate men. Men feel emasculated because their ego is fragile.
Yeah, it's
But that is not the question. The question was,
I
is a
answered the
society
question.
where men
I said
are
no,
weak and
it's not.
emasculated?
Men-
She actually answered it. No, it's not.
And
No,
then
so
she
that's your
explained.
No, the question, okay, so.
Okay, I feel like I answered the question wrong though.
Yeah, because you went with something
Yes.
else. Yeah. But I'm with you on that. I don't even need to go further.
Yeah.
A society that has men who are emasculated will not go far. Because sexes have to have honest
Yeah.
conversations for them to actually go further. As in, we are complementary. Chimo, what do you say? Really?
I think we need a society where at least 80% of the men are emasculated and useless. We need 80% of Kenyan men to be castrated. Because how else are we going to stand out? If you're strong, you can't be a big tree in a forest of other big trees. You need to be a skuma wiki in a cabbage patch. That's when everyone can see you. So we need men to be weak.
Lady, what do you
Are
say?
you a man? I'm a bit confused now.
Yeah, I'm a man.
Ah, interesting. That's something interesting about you, based on that statement.
No,
Because
think about it. If all your fingers are the same length, what makes them stick out? We need to chop some so that you can stick out.
what percentage do you want? You want to be in the 80 or the 20?
Yeah,
Me,
that's
I'm
my
always going to be the
question.
20. Me, I'm
Of
always
course.
going to be the 20.
And who is going to be in the 80? No one wants to be in
Your
the
Nobody.
boyfriend, your ex, they're all in the 20, in the 80 kwanza. In the 80, yeah.
Anyway, to answer that question, of course, contrary to what you would think I'd say, but it should not, no man. Let's just give that man his status. I'm not with Chim, I'm with the two of you. Because normally, naonanga squeezing na side na Chim sana. Today,
We have never sided with each other.
Funny thing, I'll disagree with him, and the reason I'll disagree with him is if you have a society full of weak men, that society will soon be conquered by a stronger society. It's like the big colonies. You need workers, you need this. If you just have weak men, when that society needs to be defended from other stronger men, what will happen? If most
In
of the
fact,
people are
if you
weak,
bring up bees, Ndugu, if you bring up bees, then you're going to side with me. 90% of the colony are worker bees. They are literally, what's the word? Neutered females.
no, okay, let me explain. I say bees.
And about 5%, is it 5 or about 9% are
The ones
the
that-
drones, the
yeah.
ones that can mate, the males. And then the rest, the 1% is potential queens.
Okay, let me
So you're
explain that.
siding with me.
Let me explain that one with the bee analogy. The thing is this: if those 80% of men don't have a reason to improve, and the truth is, the only reason most men improve is because of the promise of sex. If they don't believe they can get sex, we will have a very bad society. Those men will either become chaotic, they'll become ruthless, they'll become reckless. You'll not have a society that can actually function. That's why I disagree with that.
I'm very curious. I wanted to ask, are you aware that society exists just simply because men wanted to have sex?
Actually, you should say modern society, these modern things that we have.
Civilization, basically.
Civilization.
Are you aware?
How?
hey,
So, when society was less regulated, did you know that, and here director is going to put this, for every one man that procreated, there were 17 women that procreated, meaning one man had 17 women to himself to procreate with. And the reason for that is, back in the day, when we had unbridled polygamy, right? The biggest and the baddest among the men is the one who'd get all the women. Everyone else was left with scraps, right? So what does that mean when I say left with scraps? Umse akidedi and his woman is now 50 years old, that's when they'd be pairing off. But not while she was young and able to procreate.
And you know also why that worked? Because there was nothing about DNA. Another thing, there was an incentive.
Even
Say
the DNA,
yes.
that comes later, because you need to understand, bro, a king had a harem.
Yeah.
The wealthy had a harem, complete with not just his 19 wives. Solomon had how many wives?
Some of the many ways. Actually,
300
it said,
and 700 concubines?
yeah, 700 and 300.
So a guy could have 20 wives and 50 concubines. That's how the old world was structured. And then civilization realized, yo, if Zola is babying all the babes, Chim is going to be jealous. So at every corner, I'm trying to sabotage Zola. So how do you guys move forward as a society if, assuming like this back in the day, right? Assuming we are the Zolapithecus and we are going to have to fight against the Siderectus, right? So how are we going to work together if among the Zolapithecus, we are fighting Zola for access to these women? When the Siderectus check in, they are finding a completely disoriented society.
Divided.
It's completely, it's divided, it's disoriented.
Yeah, divided, yeah.
Right? So then the wise amongst us, probably my ancestors, were like, look here.
Man.
This does not function. So here's what we're going to do. The 80% who are useless will be allowed one woman each. Now, the 20% are the ones who are allowed nowadays, in modern times, they're the ones who are allowed to have mistresses.